Welcome to the weekly, and welcome to my treehouse retreat here on the marsh side of Wrexham Beach. This is exactly where I wanted to do my weekly last week, but it was so windy out that I was not able to be outside, and I wanted to show you right behind me the view of the marsh here in Wrexham. I posted a few sunsets from the vantage point that I am standing here right now this afternoon, and they are simply incredible. And as I mentioned last week, living here at the treehouse has definitely given me lots of new perspectives to meditate on, to think about, and to incorporate into my art. This house is a very unique home because the entire structure rests on stilts. I've never lived in a house that rested on stilts before. It's raised above ground and rests on stilts because at times the marsh floods out and will reach this house. We're about 4 houses in from the marsh. And looking underneath the house has given me a new perspective. So I'm going to take you down underneath this house and show you the stilts. I'll be right back. So here we are in the backyard of the retreat, the treehouse retreat, and I want to show you what this house looks like on stilts. Just gonna see if I can give you a view here. There you go. There's the shot of underneath the house. The entire home is on these stilts. And as I mentioned to you, definitely it's given me a perspective to kind of think about while I've been here. I think this is my second week here at the treehouse retreat, and I discovered this area, and I don't know, there's something about being in a home completely supported by these beams. Actually, I'm going to even go deeper into here and show you even more what it looks like. Now, here we are in the heart of the home, underneath the home, resting on these stilts. And I don't know, I get some sort of vibe when I'm down here. And I've actually meditated down here. There's just something about it. I can't pinpoint what I'm feeling when I'm down here. It feels like, it reminds me, I think I did a weekly months ago when I was at St. Vincent's, and they have this beautiful crypt underneath the basilica. When I was a monk there, the first time, my first round of being a monk, I spent a lot of time in that crypt. It just had a certain feeling about it. And when I'm here under this treehouse retreat, under here, I think that's what it feels like. It feels like the crypt of the home. And it's a place of solitude. That's about as close as I can get to that right now. But the perspective that it's given me being here is like I've been thinking about like new perspectives in my artwork, and specifically the back of the piece itself. It's almost as important as the front of the piece. It's the piece's support system. And so I'm going to be starting to incorporate some elements on the backs of my pieces. Now, I've been playing around with this new series. I've posted a few of them. I sold one. I'm going to be posting a new one this week. I am still painting, but very little. But I'm posting a new piece this week about the piece. You can lift the piece off the wall and you can turn it and rehang it however you want. I'm not offended by somebody saying, you know what, I want to see it a different way. So the hanging system permits the viewer to take the piece off the wall and to remount it very simply. It's no wire in the back. It rests on a block. So that's a new perspective. But now I'm thinking about the back of the canvas itself and giving it its due creativity. And one of my friends, close friend of mine, Tim Pisano, he does a lot of poetry. He journals a tremendous amount, but he also does a lot of poetry. Uh, I mean, I do a little poetry, I journal quite a bit, but not as much as he does. And he visited me here months and months and months ago. It was like, I think it was in last year in November. I think he visited me right before Thanksgiving. He stayed at my Hermitage studio, and he wrote this incredible poem while he was looking at the ocean. We had a couple warm days, so we were able to be outside actually in November. And he wrote this awesome poem. And some of my pieces are going to have his poetry on the back of them. Because the back of the piece, I think, is as important as the front. And I'm going to be also incorporating some of my own thoughts, reflections, and what little poetry I actually produce onto my works of art. So that's what this has done for me. It's given me a whole new, brand new perspective on the back of my art and having it be a creative space just as importantly as the front of the piece itself. That's what this space has given me. So I'm going to make it a very short weekly this week because last week I just rambled on for way too long. So that's it for this week. I'll see you next week. Stay creative.